Everybody ready?
Well, obviously, a great SEC game. Two, I think, outstanding defenses. Ours was better in the second half. I think they had 6 possessions, and I think they punted, 3 times. And I know they had a field goal. We had the interception. I think one on down. So, just a classic, battle of 2 really good defenses, and then. Guys making plays in the second half. Jaden Daniels made a lot of plays for us in the second half. Receivers stepping up, the back step up. And what was evident to me was our physical conditioning in the third and fourth quarter. We were able to control the line of scrimmage. When everybody knew we needed to run the football, I know I was asked this question several times. We ran the football effectively, and we were able to close out the football game, and that's what you have to do, and we were able to do that effectively. So really excited. Our guys are gritty. They were down in the game. They never questioned whether they could come back, and we're building that kind of mindset. And if they keep working hard and keep doing the things the right way, we just want to be a better team in November. So if we can incrementally keep working at it and get this team better in November, this can be a pretty good football team. So with that, we'll open up to questions.
Brian, you talked this week about play complementary football against the air raid and all that. Was there ever a moment kind of the offense was struggling to get going that you were a little bit worried about the defense getting tired and getting out?
Absolutely. Yeah, we were putting them in some compromising positions. That's why we went forward in some fourth down situations. We needed to stay on the field. We had 4 penalties, procedure penalties early on. So we were shooting ourselves in the foot. I knew we were going to settle down and play better football. It was just a matter of that we had to play great on defense, and we did early on to kind of stem the tide until we started playing better. We went to a 2-minute tempo right before the half. Obviously, that worked very well for us. We were able to get on the board and kind of get some momentum going into halftime, and then, obviously carried that throughout the second half.
Coach, here on the left, defense obviously played great. What was Matt House's kind of philosophy or game plan going into this one?
Yeah, we had talked about it. The most important thing is you can't give them a pre-snap look that is comfortable. And I think our players did an incredible job of following through with a game plan that gave them a pre-snap look, and it changed post-snap. And that's the players being disciplined. That's mixing up calls. We played a lot of man on the back. We did not give them free dump-offs to the back, which gets them in really favorable down and distance situations and forces them to execute the ball down the field, which they hadn't shown that they were going to push it vertically that far. So I think the kids did a great job of executing the game plan, and Matt did a great job with the staff of putting together the kind of disguises necessary to go against the air raid.
Coach, we kind of saw the run game open up around the fourth quarter. Do you think the struggle with the run game in those first 3 quarters were due to, the offensive line just needing time to, mesh and get their reps in?
It's a very good defense that we're playing. You saw there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of stunting, there's a lot of blitzing. We're playing 2 true freshmen at the tackles positions. I think that might be our 3rd lineup change this year. So continuity is important on the offensive line. There's a lot of calls. So continuity is important. But I would say physical conditioning was really huge in the second half for us, and we were able to really move them off the ball late.
Coach, talk about the adjustment you made in the second half. It seemed like y'all went to like a quick step drop with Jaden to get the ball out of his hands quicker. I mean, there's something y'all talked about at halftime or what?
Yeah, so a couple of things. First of all, we went into some 7-man protection. We left the tight end in, some max protection. The ball came out quicker. There's no doubt about that. We wanted to make sure that We protected them. You also saw we sprinted out on some key situations, came up with some big plays in third down. We had another fourth down, which we didn't convert. The ball came out flat on one roll where we rolled left. But those were some of the adjustments we made. Defensively, it was no major adjustments. We played too trail and got a little too soft, got out of that. But everything else we kind of kept the same with our defensive structures.
Hey, Coach, 7.5 minutes left to go in the game. You had a 1-point lead, 4th and 3 at their 34, and Jaden makes a big throw to Malik. What did you see on that play? What did that play mean in the victory today?
Well, that was a huge play, obviously. They had been giving us enough man that on one side of the formation in the 2x2, we had a man beater. On the other side, we had a zone concept with the back. So we were going to flood a zone if it was zone or quarters, and on the other side, it was a one-on-one with Malik with a lot of field to work with. So Jaden did a really good job recognizing the man coverage, put the ball out there. The first couple of throws down the left side, he opened up. I reminded him that he was getting a little bit open and voiding his shoulders. He came back, tightened it up, threw a beautiful ball. Malik makes a nice catch.
Hey, Coach, right up front. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but 2 true freshmen playing tackle and 2 sophomores playing guard for you guys. I know penalties are something you want to get cleaned up, but just how would you assess the overall performance of those guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. I mean, some of the penalties were, we thought we had somebody in the neutral zone. They saw it differently. We had a tough day with the clock. That'll be a Monday meeting. So we'll see what happens there. So we had a clock that we thought was coming down, and then they move it back up. The guys were a little anxious. So we can fix those and clean those things up. But all in all, to have 2 true freshmen, 2 young guys, the third starting lineup we have, I'm really pleased with what they did tonight.
Brian, how far have you come in 13 days?
I said this, I think, at the press conference. The one thing I know about this group for certain, and we're still trying to learn more about each other every day, is they're fighters. They'll fight. And we saw that against Florida State. We were obviously very talented going against a Southern team. That probably wasn't a great glimpse, but I knew that they would fight tonight. The areas that we have to get better at is we have a standard of preparation that has to get better each and every week. And if we continue to work towards that standard of preparation, they're going to be pretty good. But it's going to take, it's not easy. And I think they're starting to believe that. Winning helps. So if we can continue on that realm, I think this team can continue to get better.
Coach, the comfortability of Malik and Jaden, they seem like they have a connection there.
Yeah, I mean, he likes finding them. We had a third down situation where I don't know if you saw an overthrow where we had to settle for a field goal. Malik got the signals crossed up, but he was looking for Malik in that situation. He was on a Z score, and we ran a different route. But he does feel comfortable getting the ball to him. We'll get it to Kayshawn too. He gets a little bit more coverage and help over the top. So, Malik's the beneficiary of it. So it's much more about Kayshawn sometimes gets the double coverage, which leaves Malik in a really good situation, and Jaden sees that.
Coach, you said that moving Jay Ward to the nickelback position was a natural fit for him. Obviously, we saw that tonight. How did you identify that? What characteristics does he have that make him better at that position than safety? Yeah,
playing him low and giving him the opportunity to run fit. He had 15 tackles tonight. He was outstanding. He was all over the place. One of the things we were concerned was the ball getting outside. It got outside him one time where, he got a little over-aggressive, but he was all over the place. And it's just the position itself where he can be involved in the physicality instead of being a deep player in the middle of the field. That's really the difference between where he is now.
Coach, here in the back. Obviously, a big credit to your defense tonight, but would you say that Roy falling on the muff punt would be the turning point of the game, or what's your perspective on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a number of different, things that we could look to. Jacques talked about the big fourth down conversion to Malik. I think, putting the game away. But that certainly was a momentum builder. I think the score right before the half was crucial. Getting something on the board and building momentum with the group so they had something where we could say, hey, we didn't play great on offense, but now we're right in it. So I think there are a number of moments that you could look to, but certainly, we got one back there, certainly.
I believe you started 0 for 8 on third downs tonight, then went 6 for 7. I know you got to credit the players, but what'd you see with the calls and kind of how you changed that third down game plan?
Yeah, paralysis by analysis, maybe. Early on, we went faster. We kept 7-man protections, simplified it, maybe got a little too cute early on, and kept it a little bit simpler. Moving forward in those third down conversions and got the ball out quicker, and we got some run after the catch, instead of trying to get to the markers. Good. All right, thank you.